Hi everybody, I'm Andrea Sunshine. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be sharing with you my Vinyasa practice. It's a beautiful day and we are given this chance to experience life once more. So let's go ahead and give thanks and have gratitude for the beauty that it is that we are here to do this today. Let's go ahead and begin in mountain pose, and I would like for you to just find your footing, find your position, keeping your ankles and hips stacked with the shoulders. We're in a proper alignment. We're going to go ahead and breathe in through the nose, bringing our arms up. Palms are facing in, and on the exhale, go ahead and bring our hands down to our prayer pose at heart center. Take a moment and just feel your body right now. Take a moment to check and feel into your feet, lifting the toes and feeling into the four corners of the feet. Feel the earth beneath you. Give a little bit of a bounce to recalibrate your gravity. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up again. Through the nose, we're breathing in. Big breath in. Very nice. Hands back down to that prayer pose. Exhale all your worries away, because for the time being, we're just here now. One more deep breath in. Beautiful. And on the exhale, let's go ahead and swan dive right into a forward fold. Relax into the forward fold. We can grasp onto the elbows and kind of give yourself a little bit of a sway to loosen up those hips. Often the hips hold a lot of tension and we aren't always aware of this. So taking the time to just specifically give to those loosening and relaxing motions can help us relieve some of that tension we may be holding. So we're in a ragdoll and just giving a little bit of a sway here. Very good. Now from here, let's go back up into a halfway lift. On the inhale, and on the exhale, back down to the forward fold again. This time sink a little deeper into gravity. Every time you exhale, your body relaxes just a little bit more. You can really sink into the gravity pulling your natural force pulling you down. And it will also help to loosen our spine when we hold tension there as well. Now I just walked it into a downward facing dog, and I'm looking at my feet, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of walk in the dog, just simply by bending the knees in. Gaze is now to the hands. We have our alignment. The goal in this pose is really lengthening that spine. So pay mind to the spine. We're looking forward. Still walk that dog. Give a little bit of a bounce if you choose. Very good as a downward facing dog. Let's shift our weight forward a little bit, forward over the wrists. We're going to slowly bend down. Tuck those toes under. Loop the shoulders back and lift the crown as you inhale. In our up dog position, knees to the floor, rock it back into child's pose on the exhale. Take a few deep breaths in child's pose. Feel the earth beneath you. Let's really hear that breath. Let out a nice sigh. Deep breath in through the nose. Feel the air expand your lungs, and as you exhale, give out an audible sigh and just feel the sensation of the air leaving your body. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, and on the exhale, rock it forward into tabletop. We're here in tabletop position. I would like to invite us to do some cat and cow. So we're keeping with that breath on the inhale, lifting the crown and extending open the heart in our cow. On the exhale, arch the back and tuck the navel in towards the spine, dipping the chin into the chest and stretch through the shoulders, letting all that air naturally come out like you're wringing out the liquid of a towel. You just compress it and it leaves us. On the inhale, let it absorb in that air, in the natural expansion. And on the exhale, back into cat, letting all that air right out. Let's do one more. Inhale, in cow position, and exhale. Arch that back, get all that air out. Give a little shake of the hips. Back to tabletop. We're going to round it out with a fluid motion, similar to the cat and cow, but we're going to extend it through the full circle. So things in our natural organic ways often move in circles and spirals, not necessarily just straight lines. Something to think about, all of our muscles are connected, so doing those circles and spirals also activates the peripheral muscles that are supportive in these movements. So as we're doing this motion, we're going to begin, let's begin going to the left. You're going to take your left ear, tuck it toward the left shoulder as you curve your spine to the side. Look back and see if you can see your left foot. Now we're really crunching those side obliques in this position. We're going to round down. We're going to round to the other side, so the right is looking at the right side, and now you're coming back up into your cow. So all together it looks like this. So you're breathing in on the expansion in the cow pose, breathing in through the nose, and exhaling, 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 and as we round open again, breathing in again. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, and you can take your time. You don't have to go fast. Just try to keep the flow. Very good. Take a moment and rock it back and forth, rock it back and forth. Let's do a little child's pose to ease the wrists. You can even bring your hands back for more of an opener for the shoulders. This is also more of a surrender. If we have a lot of stress and we need more support, this can help us. This can help us to recenter and create more space for the air within ourselves. So a couple breaths here. And if you're really in need of a greater sense of safety right now, really tuck it into that C position. If you can grab onto the feet and just kind of bring your crown right into the earth. The tighter compression in these positions really gives a well-rounded support to all chakras. You're active and you're supported in the entire pose in this, actively supported by your own structures. But let's go ahead and release it and ease back. Bring those palms forward. On the next inhale, come up into tabletop again. We're going to do the other side now. So we just went in a counterclockwise rotation. We're going clockwise this time. So beginning with that inhale through the nose. Right ear turns toward the right shoulder. Keep turning, keep turning. We're peeking back to the toes. Round it down into cat. You're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Over to the left and back up to the inhale. 2 more. Exhale through the entire circle. Inhale as you open. 1 more. Peek over. There's those toes. Get that air out of you. Yes. And here we are again. Back into tabletop. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes and bring it up into a downward facing dog. Maybe a little more walk in the dog here. Let's give a good stretch to that. And on the next inhale, let's go ahead and bring the left foot forward. We are going into a high lunge. Now tuck that knee right into the armpit. Make sure that your alignment is in check. Keep your gaze looking forward. And on the next inhale, we're coming up into Warrior One. Good. On the exhale, turn that back foot to a 45-degree open. Bring the palms out, exhaling into Warrior Two. On the next inhale, flip the palm. We're exhaling back. And inhale, get that elbow resting on the thigh toward the knee. We're stretching open that right side now. Inhale big. As you inhale in the expanded position, you're creating more space for the breath. Bringing it back up again, Warrior Two. Come back a little further, this time on the exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Bring it back. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it up. And let's go ahead and turn that left foot forward. Now let's come into a wide stance forward bend. If you can put your hands on the ground, that's great. If you are ready to walk it in a little further, you can bring the palms behind the feet, and let's see if we can get our head on the ground. Good. You can hold this position for a moment and just breathe. Feel the spine, feel the inversion of the spine. It's a unique stretch and very relaxing for the neck muscles too. If we hold a lot of tension, especially looking at screens, we have to make sure that we're giving ourselves a chance to counter those repetitive strains on our muscles. So going the opposite direction to give that stretch helps to create the balance so we don't start to get too heavily tense in certain areas and not in others. It can cause a lot more further injury. Now, I'm in this forward fold. I'm taking a moment just because I have an urge to just kind of come up into a triangle pose. I know this isn't the standard sun salutation, but I'm kind of like blending into the different ones. It's okay. If you find yourself wanting or needing a different pose, it's okay to do that. I'm gonna just rotate it around to the high lunge on the right side at this point. Actually taking a moment to do a little bit of a twist in this one too, since we did triangle on the other side. Creates its own sense of balance. Now let's go ahead and take a moment, make sure we're very stable here. Once you have your stable center, let's go ahead and take the inhale and bring it up into Warrior One. Feel free to arch that back for a little added back bend. On the exhale, Warrior Two, rounding that left foot out at a 45. Inhale, bring that palm up. We're bringing it back now. Exhale in the center, inhale again as we stretch out that left side, opening space for the side body. Let the air really reach in. Exhaling up into Warrior Two. Let's go ahead and bring it back again. Inhale. Nice big side body opener, bringing it back on the exhale. And inhale one last time, a deeper stretch. Good. Okay, you can bring it down now. Let's come back into that forward fold with the wide stance. See where we're at. As we go, you'll notice you ease slowly into a deeper stretch with these. So let's go ahead and bring it back into a goddess position, goddess pose. So deep inhale. And on the exhale, bringing down what I like to call the cactus arms or field goal arms. And now we're in this goddess position. Rock a little bit side to side. Give yourself that open, deep inhale. Exhale. Prayer pose. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and bring it down to the side. We're going to come into garland pose. Bring it to the other side. Beautiful. Let's rotate into pigeon pose. I have my right leg forward, and I'm just now seating back onto the sit bones. Make sure the hips are square. Now, if we're in our full erect position, that's very well. Your leg does not need to be parallel. If it's at a 45 or at an angle, that's fine. It's just what feels best for you here. Go ahead and walk it down into the lower position and take a moment of rest. Breathe deeply and just try to feel into those muscles. Give yourself a moment because these things take time. You are not going to rush yourself into relaxing. So, deep breaths, okay? Yeah, and just let gravity melt you into the earth, pulling the stretch a little bit deeper. Notice how you're feeling now. Notice your breath. Don't leave the breath. We're just here. What a pleasure it is to be here, you know? Make sure to try the other side here too. You want your neck to turn both ways. I tend to be more right side dominant, so I have to remind myself, go to the left. Go ahead and walk it back up. Taking an inhale in as we open up that chest. Now let's go ahead and lift that hind leg. We're going to bring it back into a king pigeon. Once you have the leg up, remember we're still facing forward, arm up, and see if we can lock those hands. Now once you lock the hands, you're releasing the tension or the need for energy to be working the muscles of the arms, so you can really focus deeper into the stretch of the side body. Deep breath in. What a pleasure it is to be here. On the exhale, go ahead and slowly release. Keep that palm facing forward to keep that shoulder in alignment. Let's bring the other foot. We're going to come into our butterfly pose. Just take a moment to stretch into the butterfly, exhaling on the compression. Inhale, arms up, take a deep breath. Good. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Remember how beautiful it is to have the presence in this life. It is such a gift to be here. I am so grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this body, grateful for the sunshine, grateful for everything. It's just another chance to explore and understand what it means to be human. I'm going to go ahead and bring out my right leg as we rotate into the opposite pigeon on the left side. So find your positioning here. Remember, hips are square facing forwards, shoulders are facing forwards. We're leaning into this. You might feel you'll feel a slight back bend here. You'll definitely feel the pull of the muscles in the glutes and in the thighs, but slowly walking it down, exhaling, and with grace, let yourself melt into this pigeon pose. Take a nice deep breath and just feel how with time your muscles will slowly ease into gravity and allow themselves to expand. Remember, rotate the head and neck to face the other direction as well. Deep inhale. On the exhale, let that sigh, let yourself hear it, let yourself feel it coming out. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and walk it up. Inhaling as we're upright once more. Lift that hind leg and see if we can reach back. If you can hook it into the arm, forward facing palm up, deep breath in. See if we can lock those fingers behind and give a nice firm it's resistance in both directions to create this support for us. Actually relieves a lot of the effort and work and energy, and it also makes that energy available to us again so we can use it in other ways. So it's a beautiful thing once we can understand the support structures of our very own bodies. Let's go ahead and plant the palms down and bring it back into a downward facing dog. Taking time for the quality of these poses, and the alignment is always more important than pushing past your limit or seeing how many salutations or whatever you can do. I mean, this the purpose here really is about the center and the connection. So it's not a competitive sport. Let's remember that it's personal for everyone. So what is best for your body might not look the same as someone else's, but that's okay. The point is that we are learning ourselves. So from here, let's go ahead and walk it up to center. Let's do a halfway lift. Forward fold, all the way down. Beautiful. Extending palms facing each other, extending arms forward, slowly sink the seat back and look ahead. Deep breath in, we're in chair pose. Beautiful, let's bring it all the way up to mountain pose. Palms together as we exhale, bringing hands to heart center. Drop the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the jaw. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Let's take another deep breath in, bringing the palms up. Beautiful. And on the exhale, hands back to heart center. Beautiful, beautiful. One more time. Breathing in through the nose. Palms facing each other. Bring those hands together. Down to heart center. Remember your intention. Remember your presence. Remember the love that comes pouring in the moment you give yourself this chance to reconnect and open those channels. Now, for the next section of this practice today, I would like for us to, I'm gonna just face back around this direction. I would like for us to give a little shake to loosen our body and our joints, okay? And we're gonna lift one foot up and we're gonna just tap, tap, tap it onto the ground just a little bit. Okay, kick your leg back and forth a little bit too, okay? So I have my weight supported on my left side. My right foot is just here, available. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my arms up on the inhale, exhale into our cactus arms goalie pose, okay? Let's try that one more time. Inhale, and the knee is raising. Exhale, cactus arms, keep that knee up. Okay, now let's try something a little fun. This is kind of a puppet move, okay? You can move your arms and legs. Ready? Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Now I want you to see if we can take this right hand, grab that right big toe, extend the leg directly forwards. You can keep that left arm straight out to the side to help with balance if need be. We're gonna go ahead and rotate open the leg, keeping the hips square, keeping the arms in alignment, and just hold. Deep breath in, exhale, beautiful. Go ahead and bend the knee, bringing the foot in We're going to bring it across the front of the body and grab onto the foot, and let's go ahead and just massage the foot. Get in between the bones, in the spaces between. Give a little bit of a wiggle and a squeeze to the toes. Just get them moving around a little bit. Good. If we can rest our foot to point the knee down, you can hold it, or if you are comfortable to release the arms, feel free to take a prayer pose. Now this is a standing half lotus. Let's go ahead and grab that foot again, bringing the knee upright. Now we're going to switch hands and bring it directly back as we get that nice runner stretch on the quads for this. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab firmly onto the top of my foot, right beyond the ankle on the top. And I'm extending my left hand forward, shifting the weight to lean forwards, while also creating a bit of resistance by pushing the ankle into the hand as the hand pulls the ankle to create its own lock and reduce that work. And then really you're focused on holding the form, breathing, and expanding along with that balance. And that's the dancer's pose. Bring it back. You can just bring yourself into a tree pose. Let's go ahead and bring our palms up and take a deep breath in. Beautiful, beautiful. Hands into prayer pose on the exhale. Now really feel any wobbles that might be happening. If you have a little bit of shaking going on, just like notice, okay? Notice what your body's doing. Every slight shift is already compensated. Your body's consciousness is so intelligent, it knows just what to do, okay? The more we learn to trust ourselves and our bodies, the easier it gets to truly maneuver the obstacles of our lives. And we don't need more resistance within our own selves. We need to increase our ability to connect and trust, and we will know what we need when we need it. It starts with really listening in and honoring those messages. It's kind of harder to hear those messages when you're bombarded with a never-ending supply of ongoing information at all times. So it's really important to create this space for ourselves to slow down, and space for ourselves to really feel and listen into the deeper knowing. Beautiful tree pose. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in again, arms up. Beautiful. Now the palms are facing in. I want us to kick open that leg. Not like kick it, but release it. Go ahead and cross, cross, cross. We are going into our eagle pose. Try to tuck in and exhale on that. Exhale just as we were when we were wringing out the towel here. So we're crunching in, we're exhaling. Beautiful. Give a little twist. Give a little twist. Good. Open. Back to mountain pose. Center at the heart. Find your footing. Let's give a little shake again to kind of balance out our energies here. Deep breath in. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. Deep breath in again. Palms facing in. Good. On the exhale, let's go into cactus arms, bringing that knee up. Okay. Let's try it one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, remember our puppet trick? Yes, this is the puppet trick. You are learning. We can move our bodies in unison. It does get easier. I think sometimes our mental understandings can actually stand in the way of what is natural and right for us. So just play with the motions. Try to find out how it feels for you. Don't be afraid to try something new, and don't be afraid to get a little fun or playful with these things. It doesn't have to be exactly static and perfect all the time. It's actually a very human thing that we take different forms and different shapes in our lives. So I get, I have the freedom to wiggle, I can move, I can bounce. All of these things are good ways for us to tune back into our physical bodies. So remember, we're breathing in, cactus arms down. Now, let's see if we can go ahead and grab onto that big toe with our left hand. The right hand is out, stability for balance. Now I'm standing here. I'm going to go ahead and extend that left leg to the front. Hips are facing forwards. Now as we open, keep that opening and keep that strength, keep that right foot planted. Deep breath. Good. Now on the exhale, gently, gently bend the knee. Bring that foot back. We're massaging our toes. We're massaging our bones. Giving a little wiggle to the muscles. Trying to put a little pressure in between where those bones and ligaments and everything. Our feet are amazing. They carry us through our lives. We're always standing upon them. They need the earth at all times. It is such an important thing to give a little extra thanks to these miraculous, miraculous feet. Without them, life just wouldn't be the same. Okay, so remember the half standing lotus. And if you feel comfortable enough to let go, deep breath in, and let's go ahead to a prayer pose. Exhale. See, I can't always keep mine perfectly level, but let's go ahead into our eagle pose. So on the exhale, really give it that crunch. We're crossing the arms and leaning in. Beautiful. Extending out, open. Grab onto that foot again. Out to the side. Now knees bent. We're going to come back into our runner stretch. Now remember, holding the top of the foot wherever feels comfortable, extending the right palm, right hand forward, and we're putting pressure from the left foot, pushing back as we're pulling the pressure with the left hand, creating a balanced lock as we lean forwards. Really feel into the balance. Notice any wobbles, notice anything. Deep breaths. Hold that pose, and on the exhale, go ahead and release back. Let's plant ourselves into a tree pose for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Palms up. Palms down into heart center on the exhale. Just give a moment for thanks, for the balance, for the harmony, for the opportunity, for everything, for the trees. Deep breath. Grateful for this day, for the chance to do this at all. It's a beautiful life. There's a lot that deserves our awareness, that I think we get so stuck on sometimes the problems, we forget all the beauty. We should take time always to recognize how there's beauty in every moment. There's good and bad to everything. So we can choose to put our awareness into the places that help us, and understand that love will always conquer the fear. As long as we know this, we don't need all the answers. We just need to remember the love. One more deep breath and exhale. Okay, I'm just gonna let that tree turn back into a mountain. Give it a little wiggle, give it a little shake. We're here. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, mountain pose. Swan dive it into a forward fold. Shake that neck a little. Release that tension. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale. All the way down. Let's grab a ragdoll. Give a little shake. Beautiful. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and put the palms down and walk it into a downward facing dog. Take your position, walk your dog if you choose. Beautiful. Exhale, really extend that spine, gaze between the hands. Yes. Now when we come forward, we're coming into a plank pose. And remember to loop the shoulders back, and we're going to begin. We're in plank pose. We're already in plank pose. Remember, wrists beneath the shoulders. You want to keep your alignment strong. Go ahead and turn, keeping the left hand and left foot down. We're going to be turning into our side plank. Weight is on the left. We're going to extend the right up and take a look at that right hand if you can. Okay, holding a strong balance through the core. Remember to keep your spine aligned. Go ahead and place it back down, back into downward dog on the exhale. Inhale into plank pose. Find your alignment, and when ready, we're going to turn and just go right to the other side, balancing right away. Extending up, look at that hand up there if we can, otherwise keep your gaze forward. Beautiful. Now bring it back into downward facing dog. Forward, let's go ahead and to our chaturanga. Coming up into upward facing dog, and on the inhale, big exhale into child's pose. Bring it back up into tabletop. Inhale, gaze to the front, and we're going to take our left foot, extending it back. We're going to take our right hand, extending it forward. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, we're crunching the knee to the elbow, opposite sides. Let's do this 3 times. Inhale in. Exhale on the crunch. Another inhale. Last one, exhale. Beautiful. Let's sink it back into child's pose again. Back up into tabletop. Tuck your feet. A little bit of downward dog. On that exhale, forward into chaturanga. Toes under. This is upward facing dog. Deep breath in. On the exhale, child's pose. Inhale into tabletop. Good. We are going to extend the right foot out. Keep the foot flexed. Left hand is going to extend forward. Thumb is pointing up. Now deep breath in. Reach far, and on the exhale, crunch it in. Yes. Remember, 3 times. 1 more. 2 more, I mean. So deep inhale in as you reach, reach, reach. Exhale on the crunch. 1 last time. Inhale in. And exhale, crunch. Beautiful. Let's plant the palm back down. Tuck the feet and back into downward facing dog. Now, lean forwards into plank pose. Looping the shoulders back, keeping your strong position. We're going to go ahead and take the left foot up toward the chest on the exhale, and on the inhale, come into a 3-legged dog. Big inhale, and on the exhale, Oops, bring it down, crunching the same. Deep inhale. This time bend that knee and try to see if we can open the hip a little more. You can stay a few breaths. When you're ready on the exhale, one more time, rounding it down into the crunch. Inhale, breathe. Opening up that hip, bend the knee, and if you feel so inclined, rock it back, let that foot hit the ground and go into your wild thing. Deep breath. I love these big shoulder rotations, both directions. And I'll bring it right back in. Now we're going to the other side. So back forward into plank pose. Bringing the knee in towards the chest. And on the inhale, extending up into a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it down. Knee in towards the chest on that exhale. Inhale. Making more and more space. Let's bend that knee and really open up those hips. Breathe as far down as you can. If you can reach your hips, imagine the air just coming in to loosen up the tension of those spaces. Deep inhale. Get that knee, and if you're ready, go ahead and twist into the wild thing. And if you would like to try some of these shoulder rotation or arm rotations, be my guest. Remember, we're turning back and we're coming into our downward facing dog again. Bring it forward into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale into child's pose. And let's stay in child's pose for just a minute here. Give your wrists and forearms a little bit of a break. Beautiful, beautiful. So nice. Now from child's pose, I invite us, let's just go ahead and bring it forward all the way and rest your head to the side in our crocodile pose. Take a few deep breaths here. Let yourself sink in a little as we near the end of our practice today. Turn the head to the other side. Take another deep breath in. And let it just leave you. We're going to do a few more breaths. So deep breath in. And exhale. Okay. Now for the next pose, we're going to slowly bring our head up and bring your palms forward. And let's come up into a Sphinx pose. Elbows are down to the ground and forearms are flat on the ground here. Now we're up. Lift the crown facing high. And go ahead and lay it back down. Elbows are down, tucked in nicely. We're really opening our shoulders a bit too when we come back down. On the next inhale, I would like us to reach forward and try to balance your weight on the hips and ribs. So shoulders are up, knees are up, and we're lifting our feet off the ground into our boat pose and down. Let's do this again. Ready on the count when you breathe in, when you're ready, and hold for a few counts. We're breathing and hold and stretch in boat pose and down. Let's do one last one, okay? Breathe in, stretching, and this time bring the feet back. Grab onto those feet just like we did with the dancer, tops of the feet, and we're gonna slowly push back with our feet while we're breathing in into bow pose. And when you exhale, you might rock a little bit forward, that's okay. I always love to take a moment to give the feet a little bit of extra in these moments. But
We're gonna go ahead and take another deep breath in, pushing the feet back. Remember, hips are on the ground. As our main supporters here, we're opening the heart. Deep breath in. Exhale, you might round down. Deep breath in. See if you can push yourself back up. And exhale. Okay, good job. Now let's just stretch out here for a minute. Go ahead and thread the needle in this down in this position. I don't think we got too much of the twists in today, so we're just taking a moment to opposite shoulder. Deep breath in. Let it sink in. Good. Bring it back. And let's do the other side, threading the needle. So we're bringing that arm through, bringing the opposite shoulder down, giving a gentle twist. Deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Go ahead and roll over onto your back. Let's bring both knees in towards the chest. Give a little hug. And if you can reach into those toes, let's go ahead and bring the feet up for a little bit of happy baby. Deep breath in. And we're widening out, so if you rock it, you can begin to massage the lower back and kind of loosen up more of the tension that we tend to hold in those areas. Happy baby is really a playful pose. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your legs might be a little more open or closed. They might be closer or farther apart. It's really up to each person to feel what it is that feels best for them in this pose. And all poses, honestly. Happy baby. Get playful with it. See what happens, you know? Just be a little silly. Let your body be a little bit surprised by a little bit of the randomness or a little bit of the funny feeling of just having, you know, completely open exposure toward places we typically keep closed, okay? It might feel silly, it might feel vulnerable, and that's the truth. But the more we allow ourselves to feel what that feels like, the more we realize it's all part of this human experience. Let's go ahead and let the feet fall down. Let the knees kind of stay open. If you need to extend your feet a little bit lower, go ahead and go back to those cactus arms. Or you can bring your arms all the way open into a T pose and just breathe and let yourself relax into the open butterfly. Gravity is going to be pulling us, and any minute you feel like you need to lessen the intensity, you can always just extend your legs down and go straight into Shavasana from here. Deep breaths. Feel the weight. You can give yourself a little shake here too. It's amazing what a little bit of movement can do to help us loosen into a deeper place of stretch and connection and trust, and we're learning supports for our very own self. We're actually creating them through the practice itself. The practice is the teacher. The practice is going to show you things that your mind cannot conceive of. The more we do this, the easier it gets for us, and yoga is always here for you. You're one deep breath away from your very own consciousness at any given point in time. None of the things that come up in life have the power to truly take you away from your presence if you know this. And if you ever find you're getting a little bit rattled or disoriented by the many, many forces in this world, any moment you take to center back to yourself is a gift, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Keeping your calm and composure in the world also influences others to do better things for their own health and wellness. You don't need to tell them, you just live, and in your very being, they will understand. Trust this process. Knees together, if you haven't already. Some of us have more of a flexibility for those inner thighs than others. But if at any point, like I said, you just come back in, give a little bit of a tug to the knees. I'm kind of feeling, I know I was going to go right into Shavasana, but I would like for us to do just a couple more moves here. So put the feet right down to the floor, palms are at the sides. I'm going to scooch over just a little bit. I kind of almost fell off my mat here. And now with the feet firm and the palms facing down, let's go ahead and push into the earth, raising the hips up. Now we're putting most weight onto our shoulders and we're doing a bridge pose, or working into our bridge pose. Shoulder stands are great at the support of our heart. We are able to remember the strength that we have naturally already. When we tune in, we really give the awareness into what matters. So let yourself remember your strength. Bringing the elbows in a little bit more, let's see if we can go ahead and walk the feet a little closer to our main body. Support your hips underneath with the hands at the sides. And from here, let's go ahead and start bringing the knees back into the chest like we did. But this time, you're supported into your shoulder stands. Go ahead and raise the legs up. And just go ahead and take a moment to breathe and really feel the pressure behind your heart. Feel the earth supporting your heart and your head and everything in between in this pose. Those glorious feet are now closer to the sky than before. And we, in this inverted position, find we are still just as strong. Slowly bring the legs back, bringing the knees to touch our head if we're able. If I had a little more space, I'd go back into plow pose. You can interlace the fingers to give a little bit more strength in this position if you're not supporting with your hands. This is the more advanced version. Try to bring the hips into that alignment. I gotta bring it down. Go ahead and turn both knees to the sides, arms out in the T pose. Take a couple breaths here. Knees into the chest, and we're going to do the other side. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, twist. Bringing both those knees to the right side then. And bring your gaze to the left hand. Deep breath in and out. Let's take another few breaths here. All right, and on that next breath, let's go ahead and bring the knees back, and let's just let the legs find their way back to the earth. Might have to scoot up if you're like me. I was going towards the bottom here, but we're gonna go ahead. Take a deep breath in. Give your legs a little bit of a shake to the sides. Windshield washer, feet, legs, let them rotate in the cuffs of your hips, in the joints. Let them fall open naturally. And if you're seeking maybe a little more grounding, feel free to keep your palms face down. If you're seeking the open, fluid, incoming energy and of your own intuitive guidance, I like to imagine the palms up for the receiving and the openness for that. Depending on what you need, you can get it. You can get it all. You just have to ask. Create the space within yourself and truly ask for what you need. Deep breath in. This time let out a big sigh. One more time, deep breath. In through the nose and just let the breath fall away as we sink into Shavasana. Take a few moments with yourself and just listen in, listen to the breath, and feel your body in this position after we've done all we've needed to do. Take a moment for gratitude for this life and for this beautiful body we call home. This beautiful mind that gives us the many, many thoughts that come through. What a miracle. Grateful for this day and for the time and for the space. Grateful for life, grateful for the breath, grateful for the energy, grateful for earth. Please enjoy the last few moments on your own to determine your inner wisdom. Go ahead and turn over to the right side and just take a moment to start to orient back. Whenever you're ready, slowly, gently make your way up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Let yourself find your space here. You might want to feel with your palms running on your legs, on your outer body. Just remind yourself of where you're at as we ease into the presence of this moment again. We are here. Deep breaths as we sink back into now in this physical, beautiful reality. Go ahead and bring the arms up with palms facing in on a deep breath. Eyes open now. We're coming into our heart center again. Bow down and just feel our energy planted here in this beautiful grounded moment. We have taken our time. We have given our grace. We have given the love and fed the energy right back into all the places that needed a little bit of love today. Deep breath. Let's go ahead and pause here at the third eye. For all that is to come, may we have clarity and peace and grace for our own best alignment. Deep breath. And to the throat. May we speak truth and move freely in the essence of our own being. Deep breath. And to heart. Really think about those intentions, keeping our mind and hearts calibrated in the right direction, remembering the love and the goodness and all that is light in this life is felt in the heart. The light in me bows to the light in you. Thank you for your practice today. Thank you for joining me in my practice today. May we all continue to keep and help to guide each other on this great path. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.
And that concludes the practice. I hope you enjoyed. I really appreciate all of your support. And even though I've really started this yoga journey as with the motivation of helping myself to heal so I could become a better person and manage and regulate my nervous system more appropriately to handle the demands of this life. And it's beautiful what it has done for me in this time. And I'm really grateful always for the chance to share any of this kind of wisdom, and the most sincere honor to my heart to be able to share my practice with you today. May we all continue to remind ourselves and each other of the love. It makes the world go round. It makes our life worth living, and it literally is the energy behind everything. It is the energy that keeps us going. So we have this always. Sometimes we just need to take the time to really cultivate it purposefully. So the more we do, the more abundant we realize, like, it's always there. You can always breathe. You can always take that moment, take that pause. You can always give yourself a little added love and support into your own heart, and just keep going, okay? Every day that we rise is a new chance, and every day that we get up and keep going is literally an act of faith. And as the future is so unknown, we need that faith now more than ever. So this life is what we make it, and it can be something so beautiful. Please believe in that. Okay, I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.